There are varying theories regarding the pathogenesis of endometriosis, and the commonest theory is retrograde menstruation, where whenever there is retrograde bleeding from the endometrial cavity through the tubes into the peritoneal cavity, it can cause endometriosis. Again, normally the menstrual blood is being expelled through the vagina, cervix and the vagina, and whenever there is obstruction, especially in Mullerian duct anomalies, we can have higher incidence of endometriosis because there is no outflow tract is obstructed and necessarily the bleeding has to go through the tubes. Second one is the metaplastic theory, where the peritoneal epithelium is capable of undergoing metaplastic changes into the endometrium. Then Novak, he postulated the hormones theory, where the estrogens are the one that are responsible for the development of endometriosis, and whenever there is hyperestrogenism, you can get endometriosis. And again, in all these patients with endometriosis, there is progesterone resistance. So that will prevent the desudalization of the endometrium, and hence the endometrium does not undergo apoptosis, and there is further development of endometriotic tissue. So because of the inflammatory condition, it creates a lot of oxidative stress. And again, whenever there is endometrial tissue that has already, whenever there is a retrograde spill, there is again this hemosiderin pigments are there in the endometriotic tissue. These hemosiderin pigments, they contain lot of iron, and that will lead to increased oxidative stress. Then immune dysfunction. This is one of the important theories behind the development of endometriosis, because not every woman who is menstruating will have retrograde menstruation, but not everybody is developing endometriosis, because the phagocytosis of the macrophages in the peritoneal cavity that helps to imbibe all the endometriotic tissue that has been spilled into the peritoneal cavity. But in women who are prone for endometriosis, there is abnormal behavior of the macrophages. They fail to imbibe this cells but promote pro-inflammatory changes. So this is the apoptosis suppression theory. Again, genetically 6.94 times higher incidence. And stem cells are again, the stem cells that are present in the peritoneal cavity are capable of maturating themselves into the endometriotic tissue. So these are all these theories behind the pathogenesis of endometriosis. So again, estrogen is found to be the culprit. What happens in a normal patient is, whenever there is eutopic endometrium undergoes cyclical changes, the endometrial cells undergoes differentiation, desudalization, differentiation, and then it is shed in the menstrual bleeding. To some extent, there is retrograde menstruation or vascular and lymphatic through the vascular and lymphatic circulation, it might get into the peritoneal cavity, or sometimes the stem cells get into that. So, under the influence of estrogen, what happens is it will undergo slow invasion. That is, there is increased production of matrix metalloproteinases, which will cause the adherence of this spilled endometriotic cells over the peritoneal surface. That will undergo invasion, and then there will be increased oxidative stress. Then there is increased production of VEGF, that is vascular endothelial growth factor, that will promote the implants to grow, and ultimately they die, and then leading to chronic inflammation and fibrosis, causing endometriosis.